Hello again everyone. Well, first of all I must apologise for the poor lighting. It is the evening now, so of course I'm working with artificial light. But this is just a first look video, so we won't bother too much about that, so hopefully you can bear with me. So this morning a parcel turned up at my door, and it turned out to be a telephone. Well, that's just the shock of the century, isn't it? But anyway, it turned out to be this stunning MK1 RED GPO 746. This phone's very much original. As you can see, it has the older, heavy, thick type line cord with the original connections on there. Unfortunately, the block terminal was missing, so I had a look on eBay, and there was a seller selling some new old stock GPO block terminals. So I had a look at their other listings, and it turned out they had it in red, so I grabbed it. It was something ridiculous like £7.50, but I thought it will enable me to keep the original line cord, so it's probably worth it. This bag smells very musty. It's obviously been stored for many years. But anyway, here we have it. It's a genuine GPO block terminal, as you can see. I know they did aftermarket versions, other companies. But there we have it. I'll have to remove that strap there because I'll be converting this for PST. So of course we won't need that. But anyway, there we have that. So here's a look at the phone. Here's the handset. The handset's in very good shape. Usually you see a bit of wear on the receiver cap there, and also on the grip for the handset there'll be a bit of wear. But this looks very good. It has the original receiver and the original transmitter, which is cool. As you can see here, we have the older, heavier, chunky type handset cord like they used on the 706, and as you can see here, on the early 746s. And I think only the pedantic like myself would notice, but it is a much nicer feel than the later 746 handset cords. It's sort of chunkier and heavier. It just feels better quality. It's a little bit longer as well. I don't know, it looks nicer. But that's that. So we've got the grommets here that look in good condition. They're a little bit faded, as to be expected, but I've seen a lot worse than that. That's not too bad at all. It's pretty consistent on the grommets at where they connect to the phone. Same with the line card. Now the phone has this sort of black residue. I'm not sure if you can pick this up in this lighting. You can see where I cleaned it off a bit there. I think this phone's probably been owned by a smoker, but you can just see in the light there, it's got this sort of residue on it. It'll clean off, but just found that interesting. There's the hook switch, and as you can see, this is the older type case with the sloped cradle, so very much original early 746. Now I can see that this phone was used on a shared service line, or otherwise known as party line, because it has this button on top here, and it doesn't lock in any position, so that tells me that this was used on a shared service line. So what you would have done was, if you were on a shared service line, which is what this phone was intended for with that button, you would have picked up the handset, you would have pressed the button on top of the phone, and that would have called the exchange or the dial tone, and basically that told the exchange which party was using the line at that time, so they would know which subscriber to charge. That's quite clever really. But that's that. Here's the dial. It's got the original phone number on there, so it says Dundee 451953. Interesting that it's written on in pen. They usually either typed on with a typewriter or stamped. So whether that's the original phone number, I don't know. We'll soon see. I find it interesting sometimes there'll be numerous dial centre labels, number cards under the window here. Like sometimes there'll be 2 or 3. That's interesting. But anyway, you can see there's a bit of dirt on the dial back plate there, a little bit of dirt on the finger wheel. But overall, this phone's pretty tidy. As you can hear. The dial's a bit scratchy sounding. It's a bit slow, so that'll need a bit of work. But overall, the phone's in very good shape. Not too many scratches on it by the looks of it. Let's look underneath. So it's a 746F made by Dennis Ferranti Meters in 1970. And there's the GPO stamp on there. I do prefer the GPO 700 series phones that are stamped with a GPO stamp. Later ones said post office authorised release. I just think the GPO stamp looks a bit nicer. But anyway, there we have it. So you'll see this again once I've restored it and it's all ready to go. I'm trying to collect up all the Mark 1 746s. So I have black, I have two-tone green, and of course I have red now. I also have an ivory one which I haven't shown you yet. I didn't do a first look video on that, but I'll show you that at some point. So that's 4, is it? Yeah, black, two-tone green, red and ivory. So I just need topaz yellow, two-tone grey and Concord blue, and I'll have all 7. So yeah, that's just a little thing I've got going there at the moment. Whether I'll get a Concord blue one that's not discoloured is, well, I'll probably have more chance of holding coffee in a chocolate teapot. Or should I say tea in a chocolate teapot. It's quite late in the evening, I need sleep. But anyway, there we have it. So I'm rambling now, so thanks very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this brief video. Again, sorry about the poor lighting. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you again very soon. Take care.